Good day everyone. Back with some more Monsanto World. Been doing quite a bit of grinding. As you like. And figure it's about time to take on some Elder Dragons. Or continue taking on Elder Dragons rather. Oh, seem to have a bit of a... There we go, see if that works. That's weird. Okay. Seems to be working now. Good, good. Alright, where do I leave off? I finished grinding bestiary. Pretty sure we're exactly at 15 monsters maxed. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We're even one extra. Alright. So we should be getting, speaking of, right. One of the optionals. So both of the optionals you get for doing that are to hunt, well, the first one is to hunt a Kushala Daura in the ancient forest, whereas the regular optional quest you get for the bugger is in the Elder's Recess. And ditto for Teostra, which is the one for 15. We've already completed that quest though, so we got our immunity mantle. We ended up getting the one that has a higher requirement because we've already hunted Teostra. We should get the Kushala one as soon as we actually do the Kushala story quest here in a moment. Hopefully. And Volazark only has the one for now. He gets a 9-star quest. It's a bit sketchy, but that's a ways away. We'll have to tinker with some tempered monsters to unlock that. Obviously, to get to the point where we're unlocking that kind of stuff, we will have already completed the high rank story and be able to move on to master rank. Now, I'm definitely going to complete it all, but there is the question of how much time I spend tinkering with stuff in high rank before going ahead and getting it in master. Now, the most efficient thing would probably be to go into master rank to get those big weapons to where they just blitz everything like it's paper in high rank and then clean up after that. So it might be what we do. I do think I will at the very least do some off-stream grinding, get a nice high rank set to hold us over, one for Gunner and one for Blade Master to hold us over till we can actually get to master rank armors that have worthwhile offensive skills. See, that's the bit of an issue when you're getting into master rank, is at this point in-game, high-end game, high rank armor has really good offensive skills. So you're going to be, especially when you combine that with the stronger master rank weapons, you're going to be doing really nice damage. You're going to be squishy as all get out, but you're going to be back in a wallet. Of course, the issue is, and master rank armor is such a large step up, but defensively, but offensively, it's an eternity before you finally get ones that have worthwhile offensive skills. So it's, oh, you want to be safer but then take a while to actually kill the buggers? Or do you want to kill them at decent speed? Because again, things in master rank have a lot of health, even as a solo hunt. Which isn't an issue once you get towards end game in master rank. Fully upgraded weapons and the like, and a better armor set that can actually pack some offensive punch. But until then, you're going to be slapping them with a wet noodle if you're not careful. And they're still going to do pretty good damage to you as well, because it's a while before you can actually upgrade the master rank armor. But enough about that. We have elder dragons to hunt. Let's see. Pretty sure I lack 6 quests on the fertilizer. Oh, also finally managed to track down a petrichor, and I was mistaken about which bird we needed for the endemic life researcher. I, for some reason, had it stuck in my head that she wanted the bristly grake, which is a little round black bird. I can actually show you in here. So I ran backwards and forwards, checking, and checking. Let's see, can we actually... And then I can just show you both of them like this. Alright. Where did I place them? I have much confusion. It's a good possibility I'm just blind here. Ah, up there. So, this is the bristly grake, and it's found, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before, but in that tunnel where you find the plunderers in Rotten Vale, occasionally riding on the back of the moss wine over there in the background. So that's where you find that. Alternatively, it can pop up on Gastrodon heads in Elder's Recess. So there are there are two areas where Gastrodon spawn, and it can pop up on any one of them. And it's extremely bloody rare, and you need your Galley Mantle on it, it'll run away. But that's where you find that. And I, for some reason, had it stuck in my head that that's what she wanted. But it wasn't. She wanted its fluffier cousin, the Downy Crate. This little louse here. Now, this bugger is found in the Ancient Forest, Wild Spireways, and Coral Highlands. So you have an extra map to work with. Not only that, but similar to how bristly grake can spawn on Gastrodons, well, Downy grake can spawn on various herbivore small monsters. So Aptonauts in Ancient Forest, and then Apkeros in Wild Spireways, But in Coral Highlands, it has neither of those. So instead, the little bugger can spawn on those grandfather mantragals that are floating around where Legiana likes to hang out. Not her nest, but where you first see her next to the northeast camp. That big area up there. They can spawn on the back of those. So you have to shoot a rock up with your slinger and knock the bugger down, and then quickly switch to your net as these little turds run away and snatch them before they disappear. So yeah, he was showing up for me alright, but that wasn't what she wanted. She wanted one of those. And the amusing thing is, normally I just accidentally find these buggers because there's so many places they can pop up. But not this time. I had to go out of my way. That was a good few hours of rotating expeditions before they finally popped up. Bit frustrating. Even more stupid. Don't be like me. Just wait on it. Because once you get to Master Rank, there's an event quest where you have to capture a certain amount of those grandfather mantragals in Coral Highlands, and one of them is guaranteed, and yes, it is guaranteed to spawn with a bunch of these little buggers on its back, so you can find them there. I'm just silly completionist, so I wanted to complete everything I could before getting the Master Rank. It wasn't worth it. Alright, so after that nonsense, so after turning in the Petricom and the Downy Craig bounties here, you can actually go one more time and find the Endemic Life Researcher and the Fisherman. And once you talk to each of them, they each have a reward for you for completing all of their little quest line, at least in this base game. And now, I think I've jibber-jabbered enough, so let's go on us. We'll do this one because this one's the more annoying one. Kushala Dara. Now, we're actually going to play around with Bowgun a bit today, I think. Show that off. Now, Kushala is one that can be a bit of a thing to fight, especially as melee, because she's bad to wrap herself up in tornadoes. Reminder that the Petricom can spawn over there. Could actually be that behind these two crystals, because it will swim back there from time to time. Can be a bit annoying. Okay. So the Defender Bowgun is specialized in Rapid Fire Normal 2. Normal 2 is probably the single most comfy ammo you can possibly shoot. It has very low recoil, and it typically reloads quickly, and you have a lot of mobility as you're shooting it, because you can shoot it and move without losing any speed, any strafing speed, or any of that. That being said, it also doesn't do the best damage in the world. Like, it's solid, but it's not gonna win any speed runs for you. That, if you want that, you want spread too, at least for base world. And of course, elemental's also a thing. Elementals can be even just as comfy, if not more so, because elemental actually pierces the monster and therefore can you don't necessarily have to hit the weak spots because it just pierces through anyway. That being said, you're still going to soften. You're not going to have to soften, that's what I'm trying to say, because it'll pierce through anyway. but it's difficult to find decent elemental guns. That's another thing in Master Rank that like bow guns. If you're an elemental gunner, you're going to have a bad time for a while, because you can find guns that can rapid fire element in Master Rank fairly quickly. The issue is the clip sizes of horrid. That actually is an issue with a lot of light bow guns until you get to the very end of Master Rank, where your clip sizes are actually laughable. Now we're going to run and grab us a cat, and then we're going to come back here and probably just teleport to them. Yeah, thanks to the poor swamp. Once you level up a cat tribe enough, you can just fast travel to them once they unlock Pole Swamp. I think it's level 8 when it unlocks. So it's a ways in, but you should be working on it anyway. So you'll get there eventually. Okay, back to that camp. And that is the camp we want, because it's the closest to where we fight Kushala. But yeah, Kushala can be annoying, especially for melee users, because she likes to fly, and when she gets elementally charged, she gets a wind aura around her which bounces melee users away from it, so it can be a real pain in the tail. That being said, if she hides in a tornado, it can be pretty rough or even ranged, because again, you can only damage her head when she's elementally charged. Everything else will do 0 damage. So if her head's hidden, well, oops. That being said, shot zones for Kushala. She takes the most shot damage on her tail. At least for bowgun. That being said, she trips with her head, so if you can, and it's not that big of a difference. It's like 55 versus 60, I think it is, the hit zone values, if I remember the chart correctly. Okay, let's start this cutscene. Also, do know that you will need her tail if you're going to build any of the equipment, whether that's a bowgun or a bow or any of her weapons, any of her armor. Also, handicraft charm, which is an important charm to acquire, needs both a gem and one of her tails to upgrade to rank 2, I believe it is. So do be wary, you're going to need that. And I've always had the worst luck with cutting her tail for whatever reason. Not certain why, but it's just the way it works out. So yeah, she summons tornadoes and she can hide in them. It's a right pain in the keister. Of course, you can't just flash her out of the air here in high rank, but what's the fun in that? Yeah, she can shoot gusts of wind out. Can be a bit of now when she takes a deep breath like that. Well, it's kind of a quick deep breath. She'll shoot a volley of free that sort of tracks you as you run. So do be wary of that. There's going to be 3 of them. Now when she really charges up, oi oi love. See, it's fine to hit her in the head, and she's going to fly again. She'll summon a tornado and she takes off. Will miss terribly. has her bum. The thing about her tail is, that's important to keep in mind, is it actually goes into her back a bit. So you have a bit more of a targeting area than you might expect. Oh, bugger. She does have sort of a supernova attack. It's also that you can dodge that. I'm just rusty. It's been a very long time since I fought her. Luckily, there's nothing she really has in Master Rank that I have interest in. And of course, Master Rank was the last thing I really played that much when I played this game. Basically keep following her bomb around and shooting it. She can Kelby like Teostra, so just be prepared for that. Also, she's bad to hit edges and slide. Okay, we got a stagger. Ah, bugger. So difficult to make out, or it's difficult for me to make out her silhouette when she's in a tornado like that. Got another stagger. So speedrunners, one thing you'll notice about them is they'll focus her head even if they're a gunner because of the staggers. Oh, where'd she go? So now she has 2 tornadoes there. It's no good. That's how you mount with a light bowgun, by the way. Jump and attack. Oh. It's I'm surprised she hasn't shot her big blast yet. Okay, she's flying away. Now she's going to go to me. Notice she's been in the air basically this entire bloody fight. Would have been really annoying to try to fight her as well. If you're going to fight her with a melee and she's staying in the bloody air so much, I suppose there's worse picks than Insect Blade when it comes to that. Ah, mistimed it again. Oh yeah, that's the big one. Yeah, that will blow you away. That will melt your health with the quickness. Managed to knock her on the noggin. See, she's not that bad, she's just annoying and she stalls a lot because of how okay, her horns are broken, she ain't got much left. Again, Elder horns start breaking when they're like basically limpable health. Shame she didn't die a bit quicker before I crafted more normal ammo too, because I could have swung back at the camp and picked up some more. Now there's her nest, so there's the big secret there. Shame it wasn't the level 2 gunpowder. And yeah, you can speed this up a bit by using wedge beetles. So unfortunately, don't do what I did there, don't press the jump button. Incidentally, if your kitty cat has on the Molotov cocktail, she'll put a little bomb down as well. It's pretty adorable. And it does add quite a bit more damage too. So that was Kushala Daura. Now we should get access to fighting her in the ancient forest, which if anything's more difficult because she likes to fight in more tighter spaces. So that she'll just fill with tornadoes and you just can't maneuver anywhere. You have to be wary of that. In fact, here, if we had actually fought her, she would have summoned big tornadoes all around. It would have been quite cinematic, but it's guns, so pretty good guns, so it melted through her pretty quickly. Slash breeze. Slicing ammo is what you use if you want to snip a tail with a bow gun. Just keep that in mind. That being said, they've nerfed slicing so much, or at least how much you can carry. It can be a bit of a bugaboo to actually multi-blast and heavy artillery. Be a bit of a bugaboo to actually have enough to snip a tail, especially in multiplayer. So now, okay, I guess it's level 7 where the force swap pops up. Ah, Vigor Wasp Revival. So this is a master rank level ability for your Vigor Wasp spray. And as you might expect by its name, if you lose all your health, your cat will revive you one time a hunt. Now you'll have like 1 HP when she revives you, but at least you'll have a shot at continuing without wasting a card. Okay. Let's see, so we should have good. So I'll go over and talk to her. And she'll want us to go to the forest. And that will unlock the immunity mantle, I think it is. The Teos request to hunt him in the Wildspire Waste unlocks the Apothecary mantle. Alright, let's go ahead and get this little conversation over with. It's jibber jabber. Doesn't really give us anything or anything like that, or even progressive waistline, but it gets rid of that exclamation point. Speaking of, we'll probably have to handle this soon. Okay, so let's turn in our field guide information. double check our growth over here. I think I got honey growing. Good, good. One more hunt before we have to fertilize. One more hunt until the boat goes out to get more goodies. And I think we had a bounty to turn in. Yeah. We're doing an event quest. Oh, we're going to take care of this next. So, Volhazak. Now, Volhazak is actually really bloody easy. I feel like he's the easiest of the main 4 Elder Dragons here. So out of Nergi, Kushala, Teostra and Volhazak, I feel like he's the easiest one. He's basically like he's got his Kel being like Teostra and Kushala are bad to do, so you need to watch out for that. But really, he's kind of poor swipes and like a tail whip spin he'll do, but mostly what you have to watch out for. They're pretty easy to get a handle on. Kind of a step forward bite attack, but you fought Rathian, you know how to deal with those. Now the biggest thing about him though is his gimmick, which is the effluvium, this poison air that's around him. Now it's different from the effluvium that fills the Vale, the entirety of most of Rotten Vale, that just damages you constantly. Now this does that as well, but it's a different type that also can inflict the status debuff to you that cuts your max health in half. Luckily, this can be completely nullified. Well, not the damage over time, the dot effect, but the status effect by equipping 3 miasma jewels to your decoration slots. Unfortunately, this armor set only has 2 slots, so we'll only be able to slot 2. But I think that's fine. So we go over here. Oh, okay. Miasma jewels. Oh, I have exactly 3 of them. They're pretty common, so that's good. So we won't be immune to it, but we'll be in pretty good shape, nonetheless. That being said, if you just don't want to bother, like if you're speedrunning or something and there's obviously no place in your kit to slot it, you can just use Nullberries to heal yourself. There are even Nullberries in a couple of the fighting spots where you fight Volhazak. Now Vol is basically a zombie dragon. He's weakest to fire, and then if you break his parts, the parts you break are weak to dragon as well. But before you break them, they're immune to dragon. So, and he is pretty stubborn about breaking his parts. And just like Kushala, he's rough to snip his tail. So that's a thing. Also, getting fangs from him is a bloody nightmare. Okay, what else? What else? Oh, his super attack is a big laser beam of effluvium that he breathes out. Goes a Gogeta on you. That can go through, can and will, and here's the kicker, it can and will go through walls. And that is what approximately 90% of all deaths in multiplayer, that's the reason, is his super beam through a wall. Because they're not paying attention, they're not listening to sound cues or what have you. And they'll just run around a corner and then laser beam right through the wall. And oh no, I just caught it again. Typically they're the people that the whole reason that they were so far away that they were around the corner is because they're running back from camp from getting caught from his laser beam because they weren't paying attention. That being said, yeah, he's really easy. You just, again, actually have to pay attention. That being said, watch his AI be glitchy and him being an absolute nightmare. That kind of thing does happen sometimes, where it mostly happens with Teostra, I feel, where just sometimes whatever his behavior just turns it up to 11 and he becomes actually difficult for some reason. Like, he does all the most annoying things, all really back to back to back without break. But yeah, that's mostly a Teostra thing. So that's not what we wanted to do. But we will show. See, now we have this available. Central cap. I hope I've done the plunderers enough to teleport to the camp. It doesn't really matter, to be fair. It's just right there next to the camp. Let's check. No. We need to hunt more in the Rotten Vale, it seems. Now we'll go and grab this stuff. Sneak down here. Incidentally, this is another spot right around there where the glowy lizard can spawn. It likes to hang around glow moss, as one might expect. I've only seen it here a couple times though, as much as I played this game, so it's exceedingly rare. It's by far more common in, or it's by far more common in the Eastern Camp and Elder's Recess. It's not even close. And the spider web. Unfortunately, there aren't any skills or gathering skills that increase the amount of spider webs you pick up when you grab one. It'll always just be one. Unless it's a shiny spot, then I think it'll be 3. So that's nice. And yeah, right over there where the moss swine is, riding the moss swine is, where the bristly crake likes to be. Now, sometimes he'll get scared and he'll get glitched and stuck running into the lower part of this ledge, and you'll catch and you can snatch him right there. It's funny when that happens, but it's not very common. But again, he doesn't appear very often either. Mostly if you come down here without a ghillie mantle, he just doesn't appear at all. And again, Petricanth can spawn over there. Alright, back to camp to have dinner. Then we'll go to the final new area that we haven't seen here in the Vale. After this we can freely go in this room for now. It was just blocked off before now. Always grab the Devil's Spine. Also, do be wary of these acid puddles here, even in the middle of this little spot, because spoilers, we will be fighting him here, probably. Also, make a good note of this Dalamadur skull and these 2 teeps that are just barely hanging by a thread. Those are boulder traps, we'll say. So if you can lure Vol under one of those, and slinger, just shoot them with your bow or a bow gun. Another Novery right here. I think there's even another one down here next to the Acid River. Oh, camera, what are you doing? Alright, just go through here. Time for another fun cutscene. Sure, it's a lovely place. The smell must be delightful. I feel like they did a really good job designing this bugger, making him quite creepy. It's like straight out of a bloody horror movie. Those twisted claws of his. It's very spoopy. Also, pay attention to what's happening here. This is what happens if you get blinded by his effluvium and he decides to charge up using the effluvium. He will slurp your health away and steal it. So another reason you don't want to be inflicted if you can help it. Yeah, that's stringy skin hanging off him is highly suspected, maybe even confirmed, I don't know, to be Odogaron skin, because when you break it off of him, and this is his laser beam, now luckily he's pretty weak even to his general body and his head for shots. That being said, he was going to laser beam, but we staggered him a bit. You'll see he can't be staggered out of it pretty handily. See, he's not too bad. Got his charge there. He's doing another laser now. Now watch out for that, because that's going to buff out. It has good distance to it, and that cloud can do a number on you. And now the room is filled with effluvium, so careful to stand in it, because again it will it will drain your health, but also risk inflicting the blind. You can actually bait him into using his beam quite a few times by just keeping distance from him. A decent distance from him. You can bait him into spamming it a bit if you want. Of course, this area is a bit small for doing that. There he goes with his little triple bite forwards. He does like his spins. effluvium. Now he's going to laser beam. See, we staggered him in the middle of it. It's probably the cat's work. Yeah, I thought we were already out of the way of that, but it wasn't positive. You can see you can pretty much, there we go. And we'll focus on his head a bit. His head can be difficult to hit because it's kind of small. Now he's paralysed. Oh bugger, get out of the way. Silly goose. Quite get the roll off in time. Alright. Enough of that. Go. That's how you break his head. What's the other two? Right over here. Them on that. Okay. Beam time. His wings undecided his wings at least can take some decent shock damage. Oh, that one went awry. He's the other lamp away. Probably was. Interesting that his chest isn't taking. Oops. Don't have much left. Guess we'll let him go for now. As you see, the effluvium still a pain in the rear. He can really fill a room up if you're not careful. Now he'll limp over back here. This is his nest. I suppose I should go down here. Make sure to get these things on me now. Yeah, there's Norbury right here, and one right here, and mining node right there. To remember not to get in the acid. Speaking of, it seems our plunderer made beat the bullet. This went the way of the dodo. Now, he's actually close enough to the wall here to... Well, that was unlucky. Cat killed him. I shouldn't have tried to turn him. Probably should have just shot him. But that was funny. It's always great when the cat gets a kill. Cat just slew an elder dragon. Well, that was Volazar. As you can tell, he's not such a difficult fight. Even his Arch-Tempered version, he's the easiest Arch-Tempered as well. It's just, well, maybe if you got Master Rank, well, if you have Master Rank armor, you'll be fine. But if you had High Rank armor, you're pretty much going to be one-shot with his laser beam through the wall. So again, just pay attention, you'll be fine. He'll move a bit quicker, of course, because Arch-Tempers are all faster than they are regularly, because they get a speed, health, and attack increase, as well as new moves. Sometimes new moves. Oh yeah, the blunders are quite behind. That's no good. He must have got killed really quickly, considering how little EXP we got. So now, we're to the final boss in the story. Well, in the high rank story. That being said, I'm pretty sure we'll have a yellow exclamation point at the research base. The third fleet leader. Here's a big question. Do I want to use light bowgun or do I want to use insect blade against Xenojiva? Actually, for that matter, I don't know why, but I'm completely blanking on what element Xenojiva is weak to. Okay, doesn't really look like any element in particular. Strong against. Well, the issue is the hit zone values change quite a bit depending on what state Xeno's in. So it doesn't really matter which bug we use, I suppose. Now Xeno'jiivas are very weak to poison, I'll tell you that much. You can get a lot of poisons on her. Kushala is pretty weak to poison as well. So that's fun. Alright. Let's visualize. There we go. Is there anything I need to do? Fancy completed. Alright, Rod and Veil. And mushrooms. Oh, and honey. Sure. What do I want to do next? Well, first, let's make sure there aren't any side quests that popped up. I hesitate to do this because you already watched me kill a Kushala. Don't want to get too repetitive here. We can help it. Because, frankly, Kushala's not the most riveting of fights to watch. I guess we'll take a swing at our Joe.
Oi!
So if you're gunning for Joe, elemental weakness, he's equally as weak to thunder and dragon. If you're a gunner, you want to hit him in the head regularly and in the chest when he's enraged. So that's or okay, looks like I skipped a step. I have just chat with the handler. Oh wait, no, she was. I'm a dumb. She's for the main story. These buggers are who I had to talk to for special assignment. Alright, let's don't need fireproof mountain. I guess. Don't even, yeah, as much. Also, I can just do this. Quickly switch back. There we go. Should have mine. Just getting special ammo boost back. Alright, item wise, feel free to bring traps because Joe, despite being as difficult as one, as tough as one, he's actually not an Elder Dragon. He's actually a Brood Wyvern. Oh, it's been a while since I've actually fought a Devil Joe. Because again, the funny thing is, in base world, before Iceborne, his weapons were actually pretty bloody good, just because they have insane roar. Now they have negative affinity on them. Did I grab that? Oops. They have negative affinity on them, which is normally a bad thing, but in base world, pre-Iceborne, weakness exploit was so good, and that you could easily offset the affinity. And still get 100%. So you could just, so you had that massive raw damage with bonus, a little bit of bonus dragon element, with no real penalty. Alright, grab the kitty. Good lass. Now we go back to cat. It occurs to me we didn't eat, and I don't think, we can't eat because she's not here to cook for us. So that's a shame. Need to follow her footprints. Incidentally, also in base world, well, continue along, but when Iceborne came, they weakened weakness exploit, they nerfed it fairly substantially. It's still really, really, really good. It's just not, my goodness, this is broken. Which really hurt weapons like Anjanar's weapons or Devil Joe's weapons that have a lot of roar to them but have negative affinity. Funnily enough, there was also a bug when it comes to the Kitty Cat's weapons, where Devil Joe's weapon, at least until the Witcher collab, it was the best weapon to give your Palico, because if a weapon had negative affinity, it didn't work properly, or it was bugged for some reason in the game's code, to where it instead read it as having 100% affinity. So basically your cat would guarantee crit. And again, the Devil Joe weapon packed pretty good wallet and was unsurpassed in that until the Witcher collab with the NECA weapon. I think they're called NECAs, I don't know. I haven't played The Witcher. And it's been a while since I've done that collab. Well, anyway, that little critter's weapon that you can get is stronger than the Devil Joe weapon and still had negative affinity. That being said, as far as I'm aware, that bug had been fixed with Iceborne, so your cat's back to being a paralysis poison bot instead of doing, frankly, an absurd amount of damage. Is a quite amusing cutscene. So this is something he can do where he can pick up fanged wyverns and carry them around like a chew toy and basically treat them like one, frankly. That and the club. Okay, he's angry now, so we can shoot him in the chest. So when he does that, if you can hit him well enough in the head, he'll do that. He'll fall and roll over. And he rolls a long way away, so it can actually be a bit of a pain to get to him in time to do proper damage. He's also vulnerable to paralysis, as you can see. Shame it wasted the rest of his knockdown though. That's another thing. It can be a bit difficult too. Okay, I think I saw a shiny. Yeah. Let's heal up a bit. We're very squishy because we didn't eat yet. In fact, we're doing a lot less damage than we normally would. Okay, that's cute. Got him in the shock trap. So the thing about catching him in traps, you do have to be careful because he keeps dropping stuff. We take those. Oi oi! He tried to throw a rock at us. That's a easy lad. Oh, you did it again. One of the biggest things to watch out for him is his tail whip, where he just twirls around with his tail, because, well, as you can see, got a big old tail. There we go. Just about knocked him on his rump again. Smack him in the face a bit. Health wise, he's fairly tanky. He has a bit under 9,000 health in solo on average, because again there is a bit of variance. Also watch out for that, because his little tail, as you can see, does have a hitbox. Oi oi, easy lad. Right. Yeah, there's not really a safe spot when he's you do have to watch out if he nibbles on you too much, because he can inflict a status debuff. Uh-oh. Bugger. Okay, kitty revive. That's fine. Now we'll go and go to the camp and actually eat. We'll start doing proper damage. This thing's fierce. We want to grab what we can in bows, so I don't waste any more of my own ammo. Good deal, good deal. Shame. See, if a cat, or if one of her vigor wasps, if I break it or she delivers it, and this guy happens to be nearby, he'll be healed as well. So it's unfortunate that that hasn't happened. Uh-oh, he's got a hold of Jalgris again. So, reload. Okay, about trapping this bugger. You have to be careful because if you catch him in a pitfall trap, he can. See, we have been we have defense down, which, as you can imagine, is not the best thing to be inflicted by against this bugger. Oh, what's wrong, lad? I repeat, what's wrong, lad? Get too late to put my mines down. Ooh, buddy. I'll put one down here though, just for, yeah, because he's gonna do that. It's unfortunate that she jumped there instead of, let's see if we can get a heal. He's wasting time spinning. Are you Sonic the Hedgehog? Well, there's basically no way around that unless you are a bugger. That's not what I meant to do. Oh wow. We'll take it, I guess. Seems rather knackered. Yeah, he's gone. Okay, let's see if I can finally get out what I wanted to say about traps when it comes to him. If you capture him in a pitfall trap, he can still attack you, and in fact will often he'll try to nibble, he will lurch around and breathe at his dragon blight breath. That's not where you learn to. What are you doing, Matt? Oh, it doesn't matter. Oi! Listen here. Come over here, lad. But yeah, he can still attack you like that. So it's kind of funny that that's what we ended up getting him with, because I wasted my shock trap. Shock trap though, well, you saw him get trapped with those quite a few times. They do properly. So that was Devil Joe. So he's not too bad, as long as you, with his little tail whip thing and his hip check, those are the worst things. Those are the hardest things to dodge, well, as you saw. You just have to really time your roll under him properly. Which helps if you're not rusty and bad like me.
Aibo, 大団長からのクエストなんですけど、本当に行くんですか?
I think we unlocked a dragon-proof mantle from doing that quest, so it's pretty nice. Of course, it's really only useful against like Devil Joe himself. Really. And now we have the optional quest available. I don't know if it will auto-complete or if we will actually have to do it separate. If we do, then I'll just multiplayer it. Probably. There he is. Snug as a bug in a rug. I think there's actually one of the smaller devil chaps. Doesn't look all that big. You should see the gold ground ones. It's a bit nearby. Why do you see him in master rank though? He is one angry boy. Okay, let's actually see what the damage is here. Yeah. Alright, we'll do that off stream. Just like that one. See, and it's completed, you can't repeat them, but they give you optional quest versions. Oh, one thing I didn't show you, or rather forgot, there's a high rank Kieran quest, of course. Now, to actually get this to show up, you have to get to this part of the story at least, to where you've taken down Nergi, and you need at least 3-star knowledge on Kieran before it pops up. Which is easy enough to get. I mean, bloody hell, there's an event quest where you hunt 2 of the buggers. Where is it? This one. And the low rank versions as well. Just doing that will shoot you up a decent bit. And the thing about it is, Kieran will never attack you. Teostra's like this too. They won't attack you until you attack them. They're peaceful to start with. Now Teostra's waifu, she's not so kind. Well, I guess the only thing left to do is take down Xeno'jiiva. So I'll switch back to Insect Glaive. Now we don't need bombs or traps here, so it doesn't particularly matter what we bring, or which one of those 2 sets we bring. Also doesn't matter what element we pick for a bug, because Xeno'jiiva has 2-star weakness / resistances to every element, so one isn't rougher than the other. Now, do we take a fireproof battle? Because that's kind of useful, because so the arena we're going to be fighting this massive crystalline dragon. So she basically has sort of a Gojira breath going on. Atomic breath. And she'll basically not really melt the floor, but superheat it and leave pools of superheated floor, which will set you on fire and burn you if you don't have this mantle. Or 25 fire resist or higher. I think it's 25. It may be 20, but I think it's 25. Incidentally, when it comes to elemental blights like that, so fire blight, which is being set on fire, or water blight, or frost blight, or thunder blight, or dragon blight, you get the idea. Insert element and then the word blight behind it. You become immune to a particular element's blight once you reach 25 on your elemental defense for that element. So that's handy to know. If you were building specialized sets to fight, say, Teostra or Lunastra, and you get up to 25 fire resist pretty easily by doing that, you'll be immune to a lot of things, honestly. Being set on fire, their little fire aura won't hurt you as bad, but it'll barely tickle you. That being said, Lunastra's supernova is still going to melt you, so you do need your Stera Jerky still. Don't try to test it. And yeah, I reckon we'll take the Fireproof Mantle. Just so I don't have to roll around like a lunatic. Okay, is there anything? Alright, bounty completed. Back. What's completed? Oh. So of course I even had that. Nothing there we can work on. An event quest. Alright, kids. Who wants to complete the main story of the base game? I don't see any hands. Wait, I have to talk to the handler. Never mind. Reading is fundamental, as it turns out. This isn't what she is. She's up top. Bugger. Yet I'm still coming here. Why did I come here? Let's go back. Alright. Time to do Land of Convergence. Notice it is an 9-star quest. Spoopy. Okay, and eat. Although I think there's a, well, of course there's an eating spot out there, but no sense in fiddling with that. So Xeno'jiiva, it's pretty easy. Just it's a different fight than others you may be used to, because she's a giant monster, sort of giant. Just bigger than the ones you've been fighting, at least. Alright, let's go into this lovely cutscene here. And you'll see what keeps summoning all these elder dragons to this area. Or luring them here, rather. Well, summoning, luring, same bloody difference. Sure is a pretty place. Cat's enthusiastic as always. All these crystals everywhere. Wonder if you can, similar to where we drove off Zora Magdaros for the second time, or the final time rather, story-wise. You can see in the background of a certain part of Elder's Recess. I showed it on stream before, if you recall. I wonder if you can see at least potentially the beginning of this area at another point. I haven't really checked around. I'd be curious to look at that. Not sure exactly where on the map it would be though. But here we are, the arena. One thing you'll notice when we get out here is there are very large crystals, just like in the Elder's Recess. If you'll remember those ones that we could shoot down with slingers. They count as boulder traps. Well, there are a couple, 2 or 3 on this initial arena here. Uh-oh. There you go. You can see them poking out of the walls right there. There she goes, hatching out of her cocoon. Who wants to commit infanticide? It's a really well designed fight. It's not difficult at all, but it's more the way they handle, the way she's learning how to use her body properly as the fight goes on. She's becoming less clumsy, she's tripping herself less often, she's discovering how to fly, stuff like that, stronger attacks. Okay. So, come on, Lass, over here. Come on. Be a good girl. There she is. Okay, she has triple fireball, or energy ball as it were. Okay, was that a back leg? There's some boulders. Okay, there's another one right here. she's gonna charge. I don't think there are any more. I think it's just those two. So it's uh-oh. Watch out when she does that, because big tremor, and eventually when she's hypercharged. Yeah, you do have to. Her tail is quite long. Come on. Not really the easiest thing to cut, unfortunately. Just gonna charge again. Seem to have made her quite angry there. Alright, it's quite bright. She's charging a little more than she usually does. It's a bit annoying. Hopefully she cuts that out here. Okay, she's paralysed. Now we can beat on her a little bit. Now she's knocked out. Alright, we've done enough damage to her, so she's moving to stage 2. Go ahead and pick up another piercing ball. Sharpen if I can find it in time. Now it's after this that she'll start. I didn't quite get the sharpen on. Let's hide behind one of these pillars. Yeah. Because of that. See, now she's supercharged, and if you'll notice how the ground's starting to glow. She's causing little eruptions. Yeah, you want to get away from that, because now her arch-tempered version of this, yeah, her arch-tempered version, oh no. Yeah, they can inflict a dragon blight. Okay, this is the best attack for her to actually use for us, because it yeah, we want to run now. That's a big explosion. She does it again. There's going to be several waves of that explosion. It makes rings. Kind of like tree rings. Okay. Basically, you just want to pelt her with dragon bolts and slinger bolts until she falls down. Best you can. She's really heating up the arena now. And of course, because she doesn't know what she's doing, she weakens the ground so much she trips herself. She probably doesn't have much left to this point. Jump over. She trips with her hands, by the way, if you hadn't realised. And she trips with path breaks. Yeah, she can't have much left. Oh, that was awkward. It looked like I was dodging, but it caught me. Mid attack. She's going to charge forward. I don't know about that one game. That's weirdly timed paralysis. I need to sharpen. We're starting to get a bit. We're starting to bounce. She takes more damage when she's supercharged like this, anyway. Especially in the chest area. There we go. Yeah, she's pretty tanky. She has a lot of health, but otherwise, she's not too bad. Her archetype version's pretty similar from what I remember. It's just this last state where she really knows what she's doing a lot better is how she starts out arch-tempered, as one might expect. That and of course the little explosion she makes when she's supercharged. Well, she'll be supercharged more often for one. But the explosions will also be a lot bigger, more extravagant. So it's something to watch out for. Now, her armor set, specifically her arch-tempered version's armor set, and I'll grind it off stream so you don't have to worry about that. Once I get Hunter rank high enough, that's another thing I need to do. Grind Hunter rank, or bugger. Lots of stuff unlocked after completing that. So now after this, we've got quite a bit of post-game stuff that open up for you, as well as Master Rank, of course, which continues the story proper. If we want to get into that. Pretty lengthy cutscene and credit sequence here. Not sure how to pass that time, to be quite honest. Also hoping that I don't get shot at from rando boss from the credit music, but guess we'll see what happens. So Xeno'jiiva's armor set has a 3-piece bonus that's really lovely for really gunners or blade masters, but blade masters have an even better armor bonus with Drachen armor from Behemoth. Of Master's Touch, which as long as you crit you don't lose sharpness. Well, the bonus you get from Xeno'jiiva's armor 3-piece set is 3L bugger is Razor Sharp / Amara. I think it's Razor Sharp. Is it Razor Sharp? Something like that. Basically, it means, pretty sure they figured out the math of it, 50% of the time, your attack won't reduce your sharpness. So that's really nice. And then with Amara, you have a 50%, I think it's still a 50% chance of not expending any ammo if you're a bow gun user, or if you're a bow user, expending a charge of your coding. So that's really nice, because that means you have to reload a lot less, which means you can shooty more, which just increases your DPS overall. Now, bit of the way into Master Rank, we'll find a particular flying wyvern, or pseudo wyvern, I think is what they call that particular group. A particular popular boy, and he will have his armor set's like the first one we'll get to that has good bonus, that has good offensive skills attached to it. So we'll be working towards trying to get 3 pieces of that, probably.
新大陸での調査は非常に有意義なものである。もし調査続行の意思があらば、その旨検討してほしいとのことだ。この地に残り、新たな調査を行うことは、さらなる苦難の始まりで。
Incidentally, Master's Touch is available with 3-piece Teostra as well. So there's also that for melee, but the Behemoth armor is just that much better. The Teostra armor is no slouch, don't get me wrong, but the Behemoth armor set is actually insane. In fact, it being so broken, so insane, is partially just why it's such a drag how bad the skills are on Master Rank, early to mid Master Rank armors offensively. So it's quite the thing. That being said, if you're not worried about min-maxing your DPS and stuff, then it doesn't matter really. You're just to go on about your business. But it's like speedrunners and people that like to sort of min-max a bit, that really get the bee in the bonnet about that stuff. And admittedly, I'm more towards that end of things than mindset-wise. I doubly got it though as a bar user because you have to get pretty much to the end, very near the end of the Master Rank story before you even reacquire Critical Element. And then the armor set that it's on is not all that spectacular as well, so that's a bugger. Well, those things are just adorable. Those shepherd hairs. Don't think this is skippable. No, didn't think so. C'est la vie. Dung beetle. They really did kill it with the skies on these maps. Especially Wildspire. Wildspire has some insanely pretty skies. First fight with Zora. What a mess that was. It almost looks like it's still under sea right there. Especially with the flying Medusas going around. Alright, we never did go to the search base to get rid of her exclamation point. Should probably do that as soon as we regain control. Should probably get on that. So at this point, most of the post game, well, besides the like the Witcher collab, which I suppose we could, I don't know if we'll bother with that or not. Well, I definitely recommend doing it at least once. Well, because if you do it right, you can get a free attack deco, which are pretty handy. Although amusingly enough, everyone busted their bum trying to get attack decos, and as it turns out, in master rank for a lot of it, you want to focus on the expert decos for critical eye, as opposed to pumping attack, because it's more important to crit. It's just the way math works out, defenses and all that, and because of just how important affinity is. So it's kind of funny. But at the very, very end, of course, you get back to needing attack decos as well. Of course, level 4 decos help a lot in that regard, because attack decos are quite attack combo or decos are quite common at level 4. So that's something to look forward to. Speaking of decos, generally you get them from doing tempered monster hunts. That's where you farm them the most. And we need to do some tempered hunts. It's also a good way to increase your hunter rank, which I'll need to increase pretty far before I can actually even do arch tempered hunts. So that's a bit of a bugaboo. You know, doing Behemoth might be a bit of a problem, because I'm not sure. Because for some reason I'm finding it difficult to find multiplayer people. Presumably they've all moved onto Master Rank, which makes sense. But Behemoth's something people generally like to tinker around with. So I'm hopeful that we'll be able to find a proper party to do it with. The thing about Behemoth is you really only have to kill him once to complete the quest, and then after that you can farm everything you need from him without killing him, just by taking your cat with Plunderblade and letting her go to town on him. She can snatch everything you need that way. It's pretty funny. So that's probably what I'll do. He is soloable. Even the Extremist is soloable. I don't recommend going for soloing Extremist though, because I assure you that's quite the grind to do that. Feels good to get it done, but yeah. That being said, with Master Rank gear, it might be quite easy, come to think of it. Sticking to high rank stuff though, not so much. Incidentally, if you were curious about Lunastra, Lunastra actually has a couple really good light bowguns in Styx and Blaze. They're really good for elementals ammo in base world. And I'm pretty sure they still hold their own once they finally get their master rank version as well. But that's a long way away. Styx can rapid fire thunder and water ammo, and Blaze rapid fires fire or ice. So they can do two types of element at the same time. Well, not literally at the same time, but same hunt. So they're really nice guns, especially Styx, because Styx also fires slicing ammo really well. In fact, you can cheese Arch-Tempered Kirin using slicing ammo pretty handily with Styx. It's pretty fun. You just make a fool out of him. His little aura doesn't, the elemental aura, where they take 0 damage to everything except the head. And Kirin's head is the most difficult to hit of all, because it's super tiny and he's super quick. So that's certainly a thing. Alright. Now, to move on in Master Rank, into Master Rank, we speak to the Fasty Fiver, as you see in the top right. But, and now we have a couple special assignments. The first one is speaking to the Huntsman, and he'll ask us to hunt a Teostra that's in Wildspire, a bloody game. But it's the quest line that introduces you to Lunastra. Now, as you can already tell, I've already fought her. Once. Because I helps in multiplayer in event quest that has her in it. So technically I've already seen her, which is actually why this quest line is even procced, probably. Also, just like Zora Magdaros, there's going to be a Xeno'jiiva optional quest at level 9 that will pop up every now and then and stay for a couple hunts. So we'll need to complete that when it shows up. Alright, onto fly there. Now, besides that, let's see. So, the special assignments that are going to be outstanding is the Lunastra questline, the Witcher staff, the Final Fantasy crossover staff that leads to Behemoth. I think that might be it. I wouldn't swear to that though. Also, he's telling you about. Alright. Okay, and speak to this lad. I think this one leads to the Witcher quest. And yeah, because she leads to Behemoth. From what I remember. So we'll have to work on those. But I also need to get my Hunter rank up in general. Just turn in Ajiva. What to do, what to do. Suppose we could start the Behemoth quest line. That being said, it is this bear sounds about as annoying as Behemoth himself is, because it's well, it's a Kulu Yaku.
豊作豊作
I know what you're thinking. Wait, Kulu's easy. Wait till you see this old scat. Wait till you see this bugger. In fact, I switch to fire for kicks and giggles. Also, if you notice, one of the rewards we got for killing his Energiva is now we can hold 2 of these. Sort of spatialized tools. Which is something you rarely get used to and end up taking for granted. And we don't need that. At the same time, we can't really trap the bugger. Or, guess I'll go ahead and pick this one up as well, maybe. Yeah. Right, this one sort of pulls you right in immediately if you're not paying attention, you're not careful. So we'll hold off on that one. It's kind of an involved thing anyway. It's a bit of a thing. Okay, let's so that's Teostra, and he's just a regular Teostra here, just in Wildspire. It's easy enough. Oh, bugger. That came out of nowhere. This Kulu has an actual mountain of health, and well, you'll see. You'll see. Ah.
どうも
Let's grab this ammo that we're not going to use. Let's go ahead, nom nom nom. Because we're not really going to have a chance. It may actually be worth it to go at least start master rank here. Now this is what introduced these little cacti cuttings and cacti. And there's also, I've not mentioned this before because the little bugger is a nightmare to find. When I was platinuming the base version of this game, so one part of that is to collect at least one of every single unique endemic life. The last one that I got was a rare variant of the flowering cacti. The flowering Yeah, see those little buggers are on the back of these. And funny how it pops up immediately after coming here. Out of how difficult the time I had finding them. But you'll see one of these has a flower on its head. Unfortunately, as far as I'm aware, you can't actually capture it in this quest. It's just something you have to get lucky pops up. And it is extremely bloody rare. Like, my goodness, is it rare. Yeah, there it is. That is the last endemic life that I found in base world. Glad that the Iceborne was easy compared to that. Bloody hell. Yeah, they run into here. See, Aetherite crystal over here. We remember those. Need to get back to playing FF14 actually. Switched off because I had the chance to, or there was a good opportunity. There was a time-limited opportunity to have a good start in alternate account on FGO, but of course that alternate account went the way of the dodo, so whoops. That being said, there'll be another opportunity to start on and get your start dash bonus. Or a bonus start dash bonus. So, if you'll recall, when Kulu has a rock, your weapon will bounce and basically can block your shots, which is really annoying. Well, this is a very large rock, and it's a very large Kulu. And yes, he's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And bigger. And every time he grows, he hits progressively harder and harder. This is certainly an adventure.
Hi. I don't think Diablos is on this map, so I'm wasting time doing that. Now, it would be nice to trap the bugger. Yeah, you can't use status effects on the bugger, he's immune. Amusingly enough, the serious handler can see the Moogle, just like you can, but no one else can. Yeah, as you can see, the hitbox on that thing is generous in his favour, quite substantially. Yeah, and he does not want to stay still. And to do any proper damage you need to hit him in the head, which clips into the crystal quite a bit. There you guys, blocking stuff. Ah, bugger. Yeah. That's a good lass.
we go. Alright, over here. Well, there's less place to maneuver around. Oh, bugger. A shame he's immune to. I'm pretty sure he's immune to traps, all sorts of things. Well, state attacks and the like. Otherwise, you could stick him near the. He's still attacking even though no one was there. And yeah, he's even bigger. Let me try that, lad. There you go. Try that on. That's a good lad. As he keeps getting bigger, you're going to curse and curse and curse his tracking on his attacks. He's very accurate. Okay, he's limping. Shame we can't just catch him. That'd be too easy. Hopefully some of our mons respawn because they're gonna need him. Because he's gonna get even bigger. And you know where he goes to rest? In that little cave. You can imagine the fun we're going to have in there. Boy, is he bugged? I should have woken him up. Yeah. Yes, be tired. Normal ammo seems pretty good at draining their stamina. That was a slide. It's a dodge slide. After a side hop, if you hit the evade button again, you're just going to spam this until the cows come on. Listen, lad, I'm gonna need you to stop. I have one shot left. Let's make it count. But yeah, if you press the dodge button again, not too bad. But yeah, basically, if you shoot and dodge twice, you slide. That second slide is what you need to do to activate a new type of light bowgun mod you can add in Mastery of evade reload. Which is really handy because it allows you to actually use ammo that has slow reload speed without getting whacked in the middle of the fight. It's also quite fun playstyle, but most of the time, on certain little fighting arenas or little spots where you might fight awkward areas with uneven terrain, it can be a right pain in the keister, because if you happen to slide off a ledge, it will cancel your slide and you won't get the reload. And that is sad boy hours. So that's how we get our free gold crown large Kudoyaku. Now it's time to meet Behemoth, and then after that we hope for a multiplayer hunt to actually doing it. Now that my hunter rank is uncapped, though, we might have a better time finding multiplayer stuff. Hopefully. Yeah, the legendary beast. This is a little tease to introduce you to Behemoth, and you fight him for a wee bit until basically to the point where in a regular fight he would just transition areas and then the fight ends. And then you fight him for real after that to finish out this special assignment. But I don't know if we'll be able to do that, because it's best done in multiplayer. But most easily done in multiplayer, especially since we're not all that kitted out at the moment. Let's actually see what's available. Special assignments. Okay, so you just need to be a HR 50 to get access to Archtempered. That's good. That's completed. That's you have to be hunter rank 100 to access that quest. And what a quest that is. Also, it's one of the ones that you need to have done all 1 to 8 star optionals. You will have to have completed all of those to even get access to it. So it's a bit disappointing there's not more available for us. That is a shame. Guess we'll no, that's not what I wanted to do. This is we'll shoot I don't know, I guess we'll try to a festival. I want to. Well, we can do that once we get there. I'll switch my cat over to. Oh, right, it just starts the cutscene. Never mind. It is a pretty cool cutscene, to be fair. Speaking of Behemoth, I don't think I was anywhere near fighting a Behemoth on where I got to in FF14. Like I mentioned, we need to get back to playing that. Because there's also things like Disgaea. I was thinking about maybe finally starting that. tinker around on that. Once I figure out how I wanted to cover it. Because I have a save file already on there that I spent a lot of time on, so I don't want to get rid of that for sure. But at the same time, it's not really feasible to grind up to that same extent once you reach the post game. So I could just start a new account to play through the regular story, but then switch over to my main account to for post-game shenanigans, since I already have stuff leveled and kitted out. Of course, I'm not even done grinding because I got distracted on other things. Namely, I started streaming. Losing me enough. Come over here, lad. That's a good boy. Over here, come on. Over here, come on. Hey, I said over here. I guess normal ammo doesn't really do it much to him, does it? Nah, didn't quite get away quick enough. Okay, so things to know about Behemoth. Just sprint when he does that, but be clever about it and make sure to park it on ledges in the light. Okay, the arms are fine shot zone. No, don't really want to be under him. That's trouble. Also, you have to be careful about hitting him in the head, because if you can draw enmity. Yeah, you want to roll towards it when he does that. So you want to park these over here on edges, away from where you're mainly fighting it. You want to do it like you would. Well, if you have a party, you want to basically treat it like a proper MMO fight, because that's what it's designed for, really. Stop staggering, love. So yeah, you don't want to block any entrances or exits, and you don't want to there's a nice paralysis. We take those. And you don't want to draw enmity unless you're the tank. Of course, good tanks typically lance, a gun lance, charge blade, something with a shield obviously works, but even something like a longsword can work as long as you're good at your parries, right? Sword and shield perhaps, although sword and shield's particularly good at being a support, since you can quickly use items even when your weapon's out. Kill my cat, you wanker. Another Charybdis. But yeah, you don't want to block your mates off from being able to move very well. Now, his ultimate attack is something called Ecliptic Meteor. So, not these little rinky-dinky ones he's firing here. And it strikes pretty much map-wide. And it is an instant kill to everyone that gets hit by it. You have to play the mechanic properly, or you're going to die. And then your team's going to be very upset at you for not paying attention. Now he's not doing it here yet, but occasionally he calls down a comet. Big boulder that will physically land and be on the ground. That's close. I was a bit too far away from him when he started that attack. That was quite unlucky. Oh, he's right knackered. Hit that flat. Hopefully he's I don't know. I keep saying that, but to be honest, I'm not exact. I can't quite remember just how much you have to get him down before he moves on. Plus, this bow gun, since it's normal ammo, isn't doing all that much damage to him, unfortunately. Okay, he roared. I think that's the first time he's roared. That was, I need you to stop that, mate. Stand up, love. Oh, twice in a row. That's interesting. You really hate that part of the floor for some reason. Oh, come on. Be good loud and stop casting that. There he goes. Yeah, blow yourself up. Explosions look good on you. Very stylish. That's a good lad. That's a bad lad. Why is another port? Dragon boards, or pods in general, are a pretty good way of getting his enmity. So if you're the tank, well, bugger. If you're the tank and one of your teammates accidentally gets him nettled out, then you can get him back. Alright, here we go. So he's casting a comet. Now we need to keep him away from that so he doesn't break it. Oh, he does have a tail whip, to be wary of that. Alright, that has a lot. I forgot how much the range is absurd on that. Just ludicrous. That is unlucky. Just barely didn't get out of the way. We'll go ahead and take the time to eat, even though I'm pretty sure we're almost done. Since he summoned the comet. Wait, what am I doing? There should be ammo here. Refill. There we go. Easy marks potion. Now we're good to go. He's susceptible to going to sleep as well. You can put him fairly easily. I forget I used to have it memorized how many sleep ammo shots it took to do so, but it's been a bit. But, okay, he's summoning another comet. So with those, you want to put them in a place that's easy for your teammates to get to, but is out of the way of the fight. Yeah, he's really getting ready to. He's got to be about to summon it. Oh yeah, he's summoning it alright. Bloody tornado. If you think you are Kishaladara. I did not remember him summoning these many comments before. Okay, there we go. Basically, want to get behind it, and you're in good shape then. And that's Behemoth. Again, if you get hit by this now, when he starts falling there, after completing the hunt, you're going to get a new pose or emote works, and it's the Dragoon jump in Final Fantasy. If you time that correctly, even if there's not a comet in front of you, you will dodge the ecliptic meteor. You will like iframe it and land on his head and do a lot of damage. The timing is right as he starts. If you watch him, he starts lowering himself as he starts falling. It's somewhere in that point. It's not too difficult, but it does take a bit of practice, and it's best to practice it when you're already safely behind a comet, because because if you fail, you won't die. Now, to know if you succeed or not is if you land on his head or if you land again behind the comet. If you're behind the comet, then you know, oh, I mucked up. But if you smack him on the noggin, then you know, oh, I did it right. Okay, what do we do now? Generator safari. Set sentinel. I don't remember picking up any parts. Yeah. Should be back time to fertilise again. If I remember correctly.
勉強するよ。
One more arms. Were this... yeah, they're back. Strange they come back so much quicker than the ship. But then I guess I sent them out before the ship left, so that makes sense. Because I think they take about the same amount of time to go out and get new stuff. I swear to that, though. Oh, we're back to having pretty poor options for guess we'll do that. There are lots of options with 4 tail raider prints available.
正門前に調査班が集まっていますね。森の調査に行くようですよ。
So basically,
お疲れ様。
all that's left to complete this spatial assignment is to actually finish the hunt, do the full hunt, which again is something best done in multiplayer.
正門前に調査
See,
班
now
が
we
集ま
have
っています
the
ね。森の
his
調査に
jump.
行くようですよ。
Now, an interesting thing to notice, to note, is you can actually set gesture. You can actually set it. Well, these are off stream or off. These are hub emails, or rather, shortcuts. But if we were in quest, we could do the jump. In fact, let's see, is it 2? Yeah, gestures. That's right here. So you jump up like a dragoon. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Now, practical use only in the behemoth hunt. Now, behemoth's armor. We should be able to at least look at it right now. Hopefully. Because we do get some parts just to whet the appetite a bit. From that to the teaser flight. Oh no. Okay. Where yeah. Oh yeah, draw in armor set. That's what it looks like. Well, by default it's black, but this is what it looks like if you set it to white. So it's all silver and nice. Just like out of FF14. Classic Dragoon look. Very sharp. And as you see, it's got a 4-piece set of Master's Touch. Which means if doing a critical hit, you will not lose sharpness. So if you have your affinity high enough, you can guarantee crits, which is not the most difficult thing to do in at least the high rank parts of the game, or at least with this armor set. Then you'll be good to go. You'll be your little whetstone will be able to go on vacation, since you won't need it. Like, even the set itself gives almost full 7 ranks of crit high. It even has some nice attack boost. And again, once you get to attack boost level 4, you get an extra 5% affinity. So that's lovely. Critical boost just to increase the damage of said crits. Of course, you add some weakness exploit. It means when you hit a weak point, it adds a lot more affinity to you for that attack. Really great armor set. Lunastra. Now, Lunastra set, if you're wanting to tinker around with support field, yeah, your main sword and shield, and you want to be a bit supportive, she's got some handy stuff for you, like 2 points of wide range on her arms to start you with. And her boots as well. That you just about complete wide range just having her beta arms and alpha boots. And you get 2 things of health boost for free as well, so you can easily slot 1 more. Her chest actually goes with peak performance for certain weapon types. Peak performance means that you basically get bonus. Well, I'll just show you. You get bonus attack, true roar attack when your health is full. So if you augment your weapon for health regen and say affinity, which is what typically you'll do, it's pretty easy to keep that up if you know the fight pretty well. So a lot of sets will be like this chest piece and then Drak and the rest of it for a melee set. And of course, you've got Xeno'jiiva armor when it comes to bow guns. 3-piece bonus. Right here, razor sharp spare shot. It's a 3-piece bonus, so half sharpness loss. Have a chance to not expend coatings of or ammo, so that's pretty nice. They even come with spatial ammo boost as well, which further increases your, well, the alpha version too. That drops in the beta version. Now, that being said, it's the Gamma Xeno'jiiva set that's so good. So sorry from Arch-Tempered Xeno'jiivas, that's what I'll be grinding for as soon as I get to Hunter rank 50. Oh, and here's the Devil Joe's set. It's not particularly spectacular. Suppose I could show off like Lunostra's and one. Dragon King's Ivan can be a decent helmet just because it has a 3 slot as well as two ticks of weakness exploit. But Kieran, let's see if you could, yeah, the boots can be really helpful for gunners. because it has 2 free element armor up. And the decoration for that is pretty difficult to find if you want to free up your charm spot. Then the chest piece, I think it's the chest, maybe it's not the chest piece. Oh, no, it's the gloves. Can be useful for Thunder Elemental builds just because you get 2 free Thunder attack and 2 1 slots. So basically that's Thunder attack 4 for free on 1 piece of armor. So that's pretty nice. Volazar is more on the tanky side. The set bonus is pretty interesting. Super recovery. You will recover health even past the red recoverable health. You'll just constantly regen health. So if you add to that this recovery boost at level 3, you start healing pretty quickly. It's pretty silly, especially if say you have red health and you just like pop an Astera Jerky and then get bonus recovery speed on top of that. Your health bar just zooms up. So if you want to be able to tank a few hits, you can tinker around with 3-piece Volazar set. There are builds on like YouTube and stuff, people doing that. And then Teostra is how you get Master's Touch before you take down Behemoth. Nergi, at least Arch-Tempered Nergi, has a couple decent parts they can slot in for being the 5th piece of your 4-piece Draken set. In fact, I think it's... I don't know. Again, I'd have to take down Arch-Tempered Nergi, and he's a pain in the rear, but I'll do that sometime or another. Sometime or another. Oh, incidentally, what have you left? I'm confused. Where? Oh. Oh, you get it rewarded to you, right? Okay, so after you kill Behemoth, you get a special Kinsect, a Dragon Soul Kinsect, rewarded to you, and then you can upgrade it using parts from Behemoth once, and it's actually fair. It's okay. It's not as good as Pseudocarp 3 though, just because Pseudocarp it hits harder, but it's slower. And I think Pseudocarp just has more stamina as well. Both of them are blast, dust as well, so there's that. Now what are we actually going to do? Hopefully somebody would be doing Behemoth. That'd be really nice. I suppose I could filter and just see if that makes it pop up. Sometimes that is the case. Worst, nothing will pop up, but then if you filter for this particular monster, no. That is a shame. Guess I'll just have to SRS myself. Well, the full hunt isn't really any different than what I showed you. Or what he was showing there. Let's see. I think there's one attack that he has that he doesn't show on that preview fight, and he starts using that. It's like a thunder strike thing where he basically lightning starts striking in a couple places. It's a bit like Kieran, I guess you could say. It's not too bad. Like if you get hit by it, it's pretty bad, but it's otherwise not too bad. I need to go ahead, put all these on the wish list so I can see when I get the parts for them. I'll definitely take the time to grind these out. It's actually not too bad to get the full set of them. And I was going to get all 5 pieces because depending on what other armor, or how your armor set turns out will depend on which piece of drying that you don't use. Alright. Like I'm pretty sure it will probably be the boots we don't use. And we'll use the Nergi Gamma boots instead for melee to start out with. But again, those are that's Hunter rank 50 stuff. I have to get up there first. I don't think it will fool with any of yeah, and then I'll do the same with Xenojiva Gamma. Okay. Tell you what, I will do some runs so they will be. Oops. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Ah, bugger. Oh. Okay. This helps me because this completes this for me. 9 minutes in, so somebody left though. I imagine they just DC'd. Because who joins and leaves a bloody Xenojiva hunt? Like it's the most difficult thing in the world. Let's don't need that. Yeah. We'll do a quick hunt and then we'll wrap up. And then I'll spend a lot of time grinding, I guess. Oh dear. I already ate. For once. Oh, sure is a lot of fighting going on over there. Wait, where's the... Oh, it's right here. There's a snake, it would have bit me. Okay, he's at least onto the second area of the fight, so she shouldn't have much there. Oi, lad! Come on. Flying is bad, you shouldn't do it. Oh, she's up in the air again. I just suppose there are any ports. Okay, he's got the Plunder Blade upgrade. Ah, there we go. Where is she? Oh. Ah, just missed the timing for the dodge. Now, to be fair, her war is, or can be, a bit of a thing to dodge. Bit of a pain in the rear. I could hit your base this time, pretty easy. Oi! What's I ever do to you? Shot me in the face. Recently. What did I do recently? Oh. Here's an attack she didn't show before. Sweeping laser. Yes, it's just as damaging as it looks. So what do we do, kids? Oh, bugger. We dodge. Don't do like I do and miss every bloody thing. Alright, we're more forwards here. So, I am trying to be very annoying to this dragon. That's a good lass. It's really lucky on the ground. Flying's bad. Sure, it's the safest way to travel, allegedly. That's because Superman can fly on his own power. I do believe he's biased. Oh, she's poisoned. That's lovely. Yeah, I just roll one insane for some reason. Like a dummy. That was too early. So weird place to charge, lad. You didn't go much. Didn't go anywhere, really. Oh, she's not supercharged, right? Now she's going to be. Oh, she's paralyzed. Never mind. There's my kitty. Did you have to turn away? I don't know. That tail's gonna get me. You wouldn't be a corner dude, would you? Oh, he's beating on it. There we go. I was about to say. I feel like she should be bad tiered by now. Pick up the shiny. Incidentally, you get more carbs out of her than you do regular Elder Dragons, because she's the big. You get, I think, 6 instead of 4. So that's lovely. Also gives you a better chance of getting her gem. She actually drops them at a pretty good clip. Decently common clip. Also, every time you do an Elder Dragon hunt, you get a high commendation. Those can be useful. I wasted so much sling ammo. Oh dear. Alright. That's been base world's main story. Alright, It's been high rank story. Now we need to figure it out. I remember. How do you remember? Sometimes. What's in a blue moon? I remember. Okay, here I go, see? We just did that, right? Did we? Well, when you get to be my age, memory's the last thing to go. Everything else already went, that was the problem. Alright. I think that'll just about do it for this stream. It's been, how are we setting? Hunter rank was 29. Wait a minute. Right. Right. Okay, okay. So, our hunter rank may be higher than I expected. You've seen me hunt a basil goose a couple times, so there's no need to show this. It's just, I mean, it's exactly what it says. 2 tempered basil geese. So I'll do that, and that will uncap my hunter rank. And then I can actually start leveling it up. Hopefully we'll be close to 50 so I can do the arch tempered bugger. I'll also try to do the behemoth hunt, get that over with. Because I have to track down multiplayer nonsense. At the very least, I'll switch my cat over to Plunder Blade and we'll hash out that armor set. So yeah, hope you enjoyed and see you next time.